The Disney company is currently getting slammed on every social media for a current lawsuit against them, but now they're backpedaling. Today we're going to talk about the Disney situation. Disney is currently receiving a lawsuit over a wife's death, and apparently Disney is trying to counteract that lawsuit by saying he agreed to the Disney Plus terms of service and refusing to take it to court.
Well, you know those terms and conditions many of us agree to without even reading them? Disney is trying to use them to fend off a wrongful death lawsuit. A man in New York is suing the company after his wife suffered a deadly allergic reaction at a restaurant at Disney World. But Disney, for its part, is saying he cannot sue because he agreed to arbitrate any disputes with the company when he signed up for a free trial of Disney Plus in 2019.
Honestly, so tragic that the husband Jeffrey and his wife went to a restaurant called Raglan Road Irish Pub and Restaurant at a resort in Orlando, Florida. Apparently they asked several times if they could accommodate to their allergies, and apparently this restaurant has a very good reputation for accommodating to allergies, but it looks like they didn't give basically a shit. They did not give a shit, and she then had an allergic reaction and collapsed in a different restaurant, and her husband wasn't with her at the time. I believe it said something about how he was running back to their apartment or hotel or whatever, but the wife unfortunately later died. And now they're trying to counteract his lawsuit by saying because he signed up for a Disney Plus trial years ago that they can no longer take it to court. Like, if that's how stuff is gonna work, that's scary. That's honestly scary. One moment you're signing up for the Hello Kitty service, next thing you know, in the terms and conditions, it says you must sell your soul to Hello Kitty and you must smoke 1 pound of meth a day. Like, no, we're not letting corporations do that. But thankfully, in the future of the video, we'll learn that they did in fact backpedal.
Joining me now is Amy Feldman. She's a lawyer and author. Amy, it's good to see you again. So first off, anyone listening to this might say, what on earth does Disney Plus have to do with this? A restaurant that was at Disney World. And what does it mean exactly to arbitrate a dispute?
Yeah, so that's a very good question, Ziegler. First of all, most people don't know what binding arbitration is or what the problem is when they sign up for those terms and conditions, which, as you said, most people don't even read. Binding arbitration means that if you have a dispute with the other party, you don't get a trial by jury. You don't get to speak before your peers about why they owe you money. Instead, you have to go with a neutral arbitrator, and it's binding. So if you don't like what the arbitrator has to say, you don't have the opportunity to appeal it.
So basically, to dumb it down for people like myself, they can't do it through the government court system. They have to do it through a third party. And I think you guys can see where the issue lies in that. And if other companies were to start doing this, it would lead to some big issues. I think that's genuinely just a messed up situation, but I think Disney did do a little growing up. But I just want to cover this first part of the story real quick because I didn't when it came out. Trying to get the whole story and picture for you guys.
Meanwhile, Disney issued a statement saying, quote, "We are deeply saddened by the family's loss and understand their grief, given that this restaurant is neither owned nor operated by Disney. We are merely defending ourselves against the plaintiff's attorney's attempt to include us in their lawsuit against the restaurant."
This restaurant is located within the Disney portion of the area they're in, but the problem is that the restaurant isn't owned by Disney, it is independently owned, and that is what they're currently trying to argue. Like, that just deadass hurts me, bro. Imagine if you had a loved one who died due to the negligence of a restaurant. You try to sue them, and they say there's nothing you can do because you have previously signed some sort of terms and service, let's say for their website, or if they happen to own a streaming service. That is just crazy. That is very sad and upsetting, but let's go ahead and talk about how Disney went ahead and backpedaled on the situation, helping this man Jeffrey get some closure. Now, obviously, the only reason why Disney's even doing this is because of all the backlash they were receiving, so obviously the best way for them to come out on top in this situation is to allow Jeffrey to go forward with his lawsuit.
5 tonight, Disney is reversing course and will now allow a wrongful death lawsuit to go to court. A man says his wife died after suffering an allergic reaction while eating at a Disney restaurant last year. The company originally tried to get the lawsuit tossed, arguing that because the man signed up for a Disney Plus trial years ago and bought park tickets throughout its website, he agreed to settle all disputes outside a courtroom. Disney has now decided to waive their right to arbitration.
So yeah, as you guys can see, the Disney PR team backpedaled heavily. Social media was attacking them on all fronts. What else are they going to really do besides backpedal? Which is honestly a win for us, because it goes to show that other companies aren't going to be able to get away with this.
Right. And so if you're saying every year we can look at how many year over year we've added, and now if you're talking about potentially losing people, because no one anticipated when they signed up for Disney Plus that they were giving up their right to sue Disney, the entire entity, the park and everything else included with it.
A lot of small print.
And so they didn't think that went over too well. And I think if there was no coverage, if there was no story, there would still be arbitration. Even though I think it's insane to believe that someone signed up for that, you can guarantee if there was no coverage of this story, they would still be going forward and attempting to enforce their arbitration. 100%.
Now, I gotta agree 100% with the dude in the suit there. If this didn't get blown up on social media, gotten all the coverage that it did, I really do believe that Disney would have kept enforcing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, they would have no reason to revert their changes if this wasn't such a big story. They would 100% be continuing this had this not blown up as much as it did. And I'm glad that it did for that reason. Disney chairman also did respond to the situation. We're gonna go ahead and play a clip real quick about it. And they also say something interesting after that we're going to check out.
Glad you said that, Khalid, but I want to be able to also introduce this to our audience. Disney Experiences Chairman Josh DeMario released a statement on the decision to reverse the course, and it reads in part, quote, "At Disney, we strive to be able to put humanity above all other considerations. With such unique circumstances as ones in this case, we believe this situation warrants a sensitive approach." It goes on to be able to say to expedite a resolution for the family who have experienced such a painful loss. So when you look at that kind of statement, it's what we all were thinking. You know, this is somebody who lost their wife. And the humanity part of this, you know, this is Disney's way of saying, okay, you know what, let's take a step back.
I don't speak PR, but I can promise you I know how to speak common sense. And this is exactly what this statement says, is that we know we dropped the ball. We recognize that we're losing business over our decision. Even if we did something right and we don't think our restaurant was wrong in this situation, let's go ahead and let them go to court. Allow them to have their day, allow a jury of their peers to figure it out. But for sure, let's not enforce this thing right here. By all means, the right approach. Wrong PR move originally. Now we got to backtrack.
So everything the dude in the suit is saying is like 100% real. Bro is speaking actual facts. Respect to the homie. I couldn't have said it better myself. So that was the Disney situation. Kind of messed up at first, but hopefully they go ahead and redeem themselves near the end. But if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to smash that like button. Make sure to subscribe if you have not. If you guys hit that subscribe button right now, you will have one free lawyer come to your door, straight to your door. He's going to come knock on your door and say, hey, you got some terms of service for me to read? I swear to God, hit that subscribe button. It'll happen. Nah, but in all reality, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.